Good day everyone, and welcome to Learning Disrupted. In this episode, Christopher will share his perspective on disrupting 70-20-10 and repurposing the framework to describe 3 stages in L&D transformation.
Thanks, Charles. Let me start by saying I'm on a mission to disrupt 70-20-10 because in current form it's an incomplete model. Now, before I start a war, let me clarify that I agree with the idea that a majority of workplace learning happens where the work is done. I'd also agree that shifting our thinking towards the familiar 70-20-10 is a step in the right direction, just not the final destination. However, I am not a fan of how the general observation and anecdotal summary has snowballed out of control and is rampantly being touted as scientific law justifying all sorts of nonsense in corporate learning. All that aside, I'm going to shamelessly steal the framework of 70-20-10 to summarize the stages of L&D transformation into 3 steps: legacy, transitional, and next-gen. The first stage is legacy, which is where most L&D functions start. In this stage, L&D holds tightly to the idea that learning occurs through knowledge transfer. As a result, a lot of energy is invested in offering robust catalogs of formal learning opportunities. And as a point of clarification, be careful that you don't limit your definition of formal learning to in-person offerings. An investment in traditional e-learning and virtual sessions is still an investment in formal learning experiences. The next stage is transitional, which follows the common 70-20-10 model. When organizations transition from legacy to transitional, they take a monumental jump. This is where L&D surrenders the belief that formal learning will net the greatest return. Organizations in this stage invest heavily in building resources and toolkits that are used where the work really happens. Now, I want to be sure I don't diminish the value of this stage in the transformation process. It's a critical stage and it needs to happen for organizations to make the final jump. However, this stage is limiting since it still remains heavily focused on content. Although the content has shifted, L&D maintains the belief that their value is measured by the content they build and whether consumers like it. This takes us to the third and final stage, next gen. This is where I think L&D can reach its full potential. You'll notice in this stage the investment buckets are completely reimagined. Next-gen organizations invest most of their resources into measuring whether people are able to perform a desired task or demonstrate a desired behavior. It's no longer about how many slides people viewed or the number of hours they spent using resources. This releases L&D from the shackles of measuring whether participants experienced and memorized content or rated 5 stars on a smile sheet. Simultaneously, it provides a wealth of invaluable data on the capabilities of their audience, enabling them to serve as a strategic business partner by surgically solving for existing gaps or determining new ones. Now, I want to be clear that I'm not suggesting learning content and experience don't matter in the next-gen stage. They are, and always will be, critical variables in the learning equation and cannot be overlooked. However, you'll find that shifting your focus reduces the investment required for content development and experience design. This is because you'll only focus on content and experiences that map to a data-driven gap versus attempting to fill an assumed gap by flooding the organization with a tidal wave of content and experience. One additional thought: we all start somewhere, so stand tall no matter where you are on the journey. Change is a process. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other and be proud of every milestone you cross. Thanks for watching.